My child, your tears and your prayers reached me, every single one. I know there have been nights where you cried and prayed at the same time, where the words and the tears came together, mixed up, inseparable, because what you were feeling was too big for just words and too desperate for just tears. Those moments, the ones where you were broken open completely, where there was nothing left to hold back, where you just let everything come. I was there for every one of them. And I want you to know today, clearly and personally and directly, nothing you sent toward me was lost. Not one tear, not one whispered prayer, not one cry that barely made it out of your chest before dissolving, not one moment of reaching toward me in the dark, unsure whether anything was there to reach toward. Everything reached me. Everything. I want to start there today because I know that is the thing you have needed to hear the most. Not theology, not explanation. Just this. I heard you. I received you. Your pain landed somewhere real. Your prayers did not dissolve into nothing. You were not crying alone, and you were not praying into an empty room. And you were not invisible in the moments when you felt most invisible. I was there. I received it all. And today I am sending something back, my child. I want to talk about tears first, because I think tears are something that people often feel they need to explain or justify or apologize for, as though crying is evidence of weakness or lack of faith or not trusting me enough. I want to address that directly today. Tears are not weakness. Tears are not a failure of faith. Tears are not something you need to apologize for, to me or to anyone else. Tears are language. They are the language of the places inside you that go deeper than words. The places where things are felt at a level that language cannot fully reach. Where the pain is too real, the longing too deep, the love too fierce, the grief too vast to be contained in sentences and paragraphs. Tears are what happens when the inside of you is too full for words to carry it all. And, my child, I speak that language. I understand it completely. When you cry, I do not see weakness. I see honesty. I see someone who is real, who feels things deeply, who has not shut down or numbed out or built walls so high that nothing can get in or out. I see someone whose heart is still open, still feeling, still present, even when feeling and being present is the most painful thing. That kind of openness is not weakness. It is one of the most valuable things about you, and I receive it as such every single time you bring it to me. I want to tell you something about what I do with your tears because I want you to understand that they are not simply witnessed and then forgotten. They are held. I collect your tears, my child. Everyone. There is not a single tear you have cried in this season or in any season of your life that has not been received by me and held with care. And more than held, they are used. The tears you cried in your hardest moments are doing something. They are part of the process of softening things in you that needed to be softened, clearing things out that needed to be cleared, making space for things that need room to grow. Tears that feel like loss are often the beginning of something new, the releasing of something that has been held too tightly for too long, the opening of ground that was too compacted to receive what I wanted to plant in it. Your tears have not been wasted. Not one of them. They have been doing work in you that you cannot fully see yet, and the fruit of that work is coming. I want to talk about your prayers now. Specifically, I want to talk about the prayers that felt the most uncertain. The ones you prayed not knowing whether to expect anything. The ones that felt more like questions than requests. The ones where the faith behind them was thin and fragile, and you knew it and prayed anyway because something in you just needed to reach out even without certainty. Those prayers, the thin faith ones, the barely believing ones, the prayed anyway even though ones, those are some of the most beautiful prayers I receive because they are completely honest. They are not polished performances of faith. They are raw, real, human reaches towards something larger than the one reaching. And that kind of reaching, imperfect, uncertain, barely there, is exactly what faith actually looks like in its most genuine form. You do not need perfect faith for your prayers to reach me. You just need to reach. Even a tiny, uncertain, half-doubting reach is enough. It always has been. It always will be. I want to address the prayers that seem to go unanswered. I know they are there. I know there are things you prayed for that did not come to pass the way you asked, or on the timeline you needed, or in the form you were hoping for. And I know that some of those unanswered prayers have left marks, have made prayer feel risky, have made hoping feel dangerous, have contributed to the part of you that wonders even now whether reaching toward me is worth the potential disappointment. My child, I want to speak to those marks directly. The prayers that seemed unanswered were heard, every single one. My not answering them exactly as you asked was never indifference, never forgetfulness, never evidence that your prayer did not matter or that you did not matter. It was always one of three things: not yet, not that way, or something better. Not yet means the answer is coming, but the timing is not right. Either you are not fully ready to receive it, or the circumstances that need to be in place for it to work properly are not yet aligned, or there are things I need to do in you first that the waiting itself is doing. Not yet is not no. Not yet is I am working on this, and it is coming. Not that way means the specific form of what you asked for was not what would actually give you what you were looking for. The longing underneath the request was real and valid. I am addressing that longing. But the specific shape you imagined for the answer was not the right shape, and so I am working on the right shape, the one that will actually meet the real need, rather than giving you something that would ultimately leave the deeper longing unaddressed. Something better means exactly what it sounds like. There are prayers you prayed that if I had answered them exactly as you asked, would have given you something that felt like what you wanted, but would not have led where I knew you needed to go. Protecting you from those answers was not cruelty. It was love, and what I am building toward instead is worth the disappointment of not getting the thing you asked for. I promise you that. My child, I want to speak to where you are right now, today, in this season, because I know it has been hard, really hard in ways that other people may not fully understand or see. I know the combination of things you have been carrying. I know the specific texture of this particular stretch of your life, and I want you to know that I have been with you through every moment of it, not watching from a distance, not observing with detached interest to see how you handle it. Present, actively, intentionally present, carrying with you what is too heavy for you to carry alone, holding things together in ways you cannot see so that the things that need to hold together do. Working in the background of your life, in relationships, in circumstances, in your own heart and mind, in ways that are going to become clear as time unfolds. The tears you have cried in this season have reached me. The prayers you have prayed, the confident ones and the doubtful ones, the eloquent ones and the barely formed ones, the ones that felt like faith and the ones that felt more like desperation. All of them have reached me, and I have been responding. I am still responding. The response is not complete yet. There is more coming, but it has already begun. You are already in the middle of my answer, even if the fullness of it has not yet arrived. I want to close today by speaking directly to your heart, my child, to the part of you that has been hurting quietly, the part that has been holding on through things that were genuinely hard, the part that has cried the tears and prayed the prayers and kept going even when keeping going took everything you had. I see that part. I honor that part, and I want to say to it directly, you have not been doing this alone. Every moment of keeping going, every prayer prayed through tears, every morning you got up and chose to try again, I was there for all of it, beside you, sometimes carrying more of the weight than you even realized you were not carrying alone. You are stronger than you know, not because of anything you manufactured, but because I have been with you, and my strength has been available to you in every moment, even the moments when you thought you were running only on your own reserves. The tears were not wasted, the prayers were heard, and what is coming in response to all of it is something you have not yet seen, but that I have been building with care and with love. Hold on, my child. Keep reaching. Keep praying. even the thin faith kind. Keep letting the tears come when they need to come, because they are doing something. You were heard, you are held, and the answer is on its way. I love you more than the tears you have cried, more than the prayers you have prayed, more than you will ever fully understand this side of eternity. Always, without end, my child. I am not finished speaking to you yet. I told you your tears and your prayers reached me, and I want to stay with that truth a little longer, because I do not think it has fully landed yet. I do not think you have completely received it. There is a part of you, I can feel it, that heard those words and wanted to believe them, but that still has a quiet reservation. A part that says yes, but what about the specific prayer that still has not been answered? Yes, but what about the tears that kept coming even after I prayed? Yes, but what about the times I reached out and heard nothing back? I want to address that yes, but directly. Because that part of you deserves a real answer, not just reassurance. The yes, but is real. The unanswered prayers are real. The tears that kept coming are real. The silences are real. I am not asking you to pretend that any of those things did not happen, or that they did not hurt, or that they were easy to walk through. They were not easy. They were genuinely hard. And your honest response to them, the doubt, the confusion, the moments of wondering whether any of this reaching toward me was actually connecting with anything, that response makes complete sense given what you walk through. What I am asking you to hold alongside the yes, but is this: real does not mean final. The unanswered prayer is real, and it is not final. The silence is real, and it is not final. The pain is real, and it is not final. Everything you have walked through that felt like evidence against my love or my presence or my faithfulness, all of it is real, and none of it is the last word. I am the last word, and my last word over your life is not silence. It is not unanswered. It is not abandoned. My last word is love. My last word is I am here. My last word is what I started in you I will complete. And what I promised you, I will deliver. And what I heard from you, I am responding to. Fully, personally, completely. That is the last word. Hold on to it. I want to talk to you about something that happens to people who have prayed through hard seasons for a long time. Something that is understandable and human and real, but that I want to gently address today because I want better for you than this. When prayers seem to go unanswered for long enough, something can shift in the way a person prays. The prayers become smaller, more cautious, more hedged. Instead of praying with open, honest, full-hearted expectation, the person starts to protect themselves from disappointment by not hoping too specifically, not asking too boldly, not expecting too much. The prayers become a kind of low-grade maintenance, still reaching but not really expecting to receive. Still praying, but with the heart already braced for nothing. My child, I want to invite you back to bold prayer, not because boldness guarantees the specific outcome you are asking for, but because boldness is honest. Boldness says, I actually believe you are there, and you hear me, and you can do something about this. Hedge, cautious, protect yourself, prayer says. I am not sure any of this is real, and I am not going to let myself believe too much in case it is not. I would rather have your bold, honest, full-hearted requests, even the ones I cannot answer the way you are asking, than your careful, guarded, protection-first prayers. Because the bold prayer is real. It brings you fully into my presence, and my presence is where everything that actually matters happens. Pray boldly again, my child. Ask for the big things. Ask for the specific things. Tell me exactly what you are hoping for, and why it matters to you, and how long you have been waiting. I can handle all of it. I am not overwhelmed by your requests. I am not annoyed by your boldness. I am moved by it. I am drawn to it. The child who comes to their father with complete honesty and complete expectation. That is the child I love to respond to. Come to me like that again. I want to speak to something tender now. something I have noticed about you, something that has developed over the years of carrying hard things and praying through them and not always seeing the answers you needed. You have become very good at being okay, at presenting okayness to the world even when you are not okay, at managing the pain privately, at keeping things held together on the outside, at not burdening people with the full weight of what you are carrying. You have become practiced at it, so practiced that sometimes you do it with me too. You come to me with the managed version, the acceptable version, the version that is reaching out but not too desperately, hoping but not too specifically, present but still a little guarded. My child, you do not have to be okay with me. You do not have to manage anything in my presence. You do not have to present the acceptable version of yourself or your pain or your need. I can handle the unmanaged version, the raw version, the "this is actually how bad it is" version, the "I have been holding this together for so long and I am so tired" version. That is the version I want, not because I need your breakdown to feel needed, but because that version is real, and real is what I work with. Managed, presented, held together comes to me at a distance. Raw and honest comes to me all the way in. And all the way in is where healing happens. Stop managing it for me, my child. Let it be as big as it actually is. Let it be as heavy as it actually feels. Let me see the full weight of what you have been carrying, not just the surface of it. I can hold it, all of it, and holding it with you, really holding it, not just the managed edges of it, is something I have been waiting to do. I want to close with something specific, something I want you to do today, not just here today. I want you to find a quiet moment, even 5 minutes, and I want you to pray the most honest prayer you have prayed in a long time, not the managed version, the real one. Tell me everything. The things you have been afraid to say, the things you have been too tired to say, the things you have been protecting yourself by not saying. Say them all, and then be still, just for a few minutes after. Not waiting for a dramatic response, just still, just present, just open. In that stillness, my child, something happens, something shifts. It is not always dramatic. It is often quiet, but it is real. And it is the beginning of something, the beginning of a kind of connection that the managed, guarded, protect yourself version of prayer never quite achieves. Your tears reached me. Your prayers reached me. And I am reaching back right now in this message, in this moment, in the stillness that comes after the word's end. Receive it, my child. Let it in. Let me all the way in. I love you. I heard you. I am here, always, without end.